When news broke that Caitlin Clark was out again, it sent shockwaves through the WNBA community. Fans across the country, from Iowa to Indiana and beyond, were left stunned and concerned. This wasn't just any player being sidelined. This was Caitlin Clark, the rookie phenom, the spark plug of the Indiana Fever, and arguably the biggest name in women's basketball right now. But what really caused her injury? Was it something more serious than what the Fever are telling us? Or is there a deeper story here that nobody's talking about? First, let's rewind just a bit. Caitlin Clark entered the WNBA with more hype than any women's basketball player in recent memory. After smashing records at the University of Iowa, setting the all-time NCAA scoring record, and bringing millions of new fans to the sport, her transition to the WNBA was the most anticipated debut of the season, and she didn't disappoint. From buzzer beaters to fulcrum assists, Clark quickly proved that her game translated to the pros. She was tough, fearless, and electric on the court. But the physicality of the WNBA is on another level, and Clark found that out the hard way. In her first few games, she took hit after hit. Players were more aggressive with her than with most other rookies. Some even questioned if there was a target on her back. Every time she went up for a layup or ran through a screen, she was absorbing more contact than you'd expect for a young rookie. And the referees, often silent. There were countless viral clips of her getting knocked down hard with no whistle, and fans started to notice. Was the league protecting its most valuable new star, or were they turning a blind eye? Fast forward a few weeks into the season, and Caitlin's minutes were adding up. She was playing high-volume basketball, logging heavy minutes, running the offense, and doing so under immense pressure. Every game she played was nationally televised. Every move she made was analyzed. There was no rest, no chance to catch her breath. Then came the news: Caitlin Clark out. No details at first, just a short statement from the team that she'd missed the next game due to minor discomfort. But fans weren't buying it. Something felt off. Clark is a competitor. She plays through pain. She's not the type to sit out unless something is truly wrong. So what really caused the injury? Sources close to the team began to whisper that Clark had been dealing with lingering pain in her lower back and hip area. It wasn't a one-time injury, it was the accumulation of weeks of hits, hard screens, and the physical toll of professional play. Unlike college, where she was clearly the best player on the floor, the WNBA is filled with elite, battle-tested athletes. And some of them were not thrilled with the way Caitlin was being promoted as the face of the league. Before she had even played a full month, let's not sugarcoat it, some veteran players were more than a little rough with her. There were subtle jabs in interviews, little comments like she still has to earn it, or it's different in this league. Some even went further, physically testing her limits on the court, and the WNBA's lenient officiating in those moments arguably allowed it to escalate. The reality is, Caitlin Clark didn't just face opponents, she faced an entire league adjusting to the sudden spotlight she brought with her. It's also important to remember that Clark didn't get a break between college and the pros. After carrying Iowa deep into the NCAA tournament, she had a matter of days before being drafted. No off-season to rest, no time to fully recover. Just straight from March Madness to WNBA training camp. That kind of transition is brutal, even for the most seasoned athletes. Her body was exhausted before the season even really began, and now, after weeks of grinding through the season, pushing herself night in and night out, it finally caught up with her. Multiple sources confirmed that Clark has been dealing with a hip flexor strain, an injury that doesn't sound serious to the casual fan, but can become a long-term issue if not treated carefully. It impacts your lateral movement, your ability to push off explosively, and it's particularly dangerous for guards who rely on speed, agility, and shooting rhythm. That's basically Caitlin Clark's entire game, so when the Fever announced that she was out indefinitely, it wasn't just precaution, it was necessary. Because pushing through this kind of injury could have caused more serious damage, possibly even a season-ending setback. And here's where the story gets even more interesting. There are now conversations happening behind the scenes about how the league manages rookie workloads. Especially for players like Clark, who carry such a massive media burden. She doesn't just play, she's expected to lead, speak, inspire, and represent the league. From media tours to post-game interviews, autograph sessions to charity appearances, Clark's schedule has been packed. Some voices within the WNBA are now asking, is the league doing enough to protect its brightest stars? Should there be limits on how many consecutive games a rookie can play without a break? Should teams have more autonomy to rest players without league pressure for ticket sales and ratings? Because, let's be honest, by the time Caitlin Clark takes the court, the numbers skyrocket. More people watch, more seats are filled, and when she's not playing, it hurts the bottom line for teams and broadcasters alike. That's a lot of weight to carry for a 22-year-old just months out of college. To her credit, Clark hasn't made any excuses. Even after some of the roughest games, after being hit hard, knocked to the floor, or visibly in pain, she gets up. She talks to the media. She stays positive. She stays focused. That's part of what makes her such a fan favorite. But now, finally, her body is demanding what her words never have: a break. And while some fans are frustrated not seeing her on the court, most are rallying behind her. Social media has exploded with support. Rest up, Caitlin. We need you at 100%. Take all the time you need. Because everyone knows this isn't just about this season. It's about the next 10. Clark has the potential to be a defining athlete of this generation, but only if she's healthy. There's also growing debate about how physicality is policed in the WNBA. Was the league too slow to react to the repeated hits Clark took early in the season? Should more fouls have been called? Should flagrant contacts have been punished more severely? The fans think so, and they're not staying silent. Online petitions have even been started demanding more protection for star rookies, especially those like Clark, who are drawing in massive new audiences. And while Clark recovers, the Fever are being cautious. They know what's at stake. One misstep and a nagging strain could become a tear. They're consulting specialists, building a customized recovery plan, and making sure she only returns when fully ready. In the meantime, Clark is still showing up, cheering on her teammates from the bench, staying engaged, and continuing to lead in every way she can. Her absence is felt, but her presence is still strong. That's the mark of a true leader. The big question now is, when will she return, and will she be the same? The truth is, injuries like this require not just physical healing, but mental readiness. Caitlin Clark will have to trust her body again, regain that fearless drive to attack the basket, rebuild the rhythm in her shooting mechanics. But if there's anyone built to do that, it's her, because Clark's story has never been about shortcuts or luck. It's been about grinding, proving people wrong, and overcoming obstacles. This injury is just another chapter in her already legendary journey, and when she comes back, because she will come back, you can bet she'll be better, smarter, and even more determined. This is not the end of Caitlin Clark's rookie season. It's just the reset she needed to finish it stronger than ever. So the real cause of her injury, it's not just one fall or one bad hit. It's the accumulation of pressure, expectations, fatigue, and a league that's still figuring out how to treat its stars. But now, with Clark resting and recovering, we might finally see a shift, not just in how rookies are protected, but in how the WNBA evolves to support its brightest future. Because the league needs Caitlin Clark, and more importantly, the game needs her healthy, fearless, and ready to shine.